Sergeant Will Ashmore here with the SunVit-D3 Army F430. We are racing with Classic Sports Car Club at a very blustery Snetterton today. We're struggling to keep our all in one piece. We've just finished qualifying and we qualified P2, is that where we're at now? P2, so really good, and that's overall not in class, so we're P1 in class. We've got the race in a couple of hours, so we'll show you a bit of in-car footage from qualifying and we'll catch up with you before the race.
bugger.
So we're about to get this first race of the day underway, the combined Liquid Moly Slick Series and JMC Racing Saloons Special Saloons and Mod Sports race. So the lights are on the gantry, the speeds are being maintained by both men on the front row of the grid. Red lights are on, we're about to go racing, and as the lights flash their way out as they do now, it's not a bad start from Colin Turkington, but the Ferrari of William Ashmore just gets his nose ahead. Big accident further down through the order as straight into the barriers, making hefty contact with the barriers on the right hand side was somebody. That was towards the tail end of the order, but everybody else is safely through the first corner.
The lap has the one of them. Yes, that the marshals put in all of the work they need to.
John Cockerton, isn't it? So it's John Cockerton that's had the off. I didn't quite see the start of it. I just saw the car make very heavy contact with the barriers. We are having a red flag for this one. It's not unsurprising on the basis of where the car is and the fact that it was a very hefty impact indeed. So safety car is about to peel its way off. Let's have another go at trying to get this race underway. Colin Turkington in the BMW, William Ashmore on the front row of the grid. It was a good start from the Ferrari last time through. Lights go out on the gantry, and this time through it's not a bad start from William Ashmore, but it's a better start from Colin Turkington, who I think he's going to lead as they head up towards Richie's corner for the first time. Is William Ashmore going to weave his way around the outside? No. He opts just to sit behind, so it's Colin Turkington that leads from William Ashmore in second position.
Colin Turkington still remains in the lead, although pressure being mounted from the Ferrari behind, and then sneaking up the inside there is Andy Southcott. Just about managed to get in front, but then the Ferrari puts his foot to the floor, trying to pull himself alongside. Goes William Ashmore. He's got the inside for the run through. Hamilton just about gets that position back, and then in towards Oggies. He can brake a little bit later and puts a good gap between himself and Andy Southcott behind.
To see as to what Andy Southcott can offer up to William Ashmore in the Ferrari. The Ferrari's quicker in a straight line. Andy Southcott should be better on the brakes and through the twiddly parts at the wheel of the very nimble little Lennon Midget, but for the moment the order remains the same. Colin Turkington leads, William Ashmore second, Andy Southcott there in third place. Turkington doesn't quite get there in time, but does claim the win in the Liqui Moly Slick Series aspect of the race. William Ashmore at the wheel of the Ferrari will come through in second position, and then third place over the start-finish line. We'll keep an eye on who's going to be in third place. It should be Jake Severs that comes through in third place at the wheel of the Ginetta G50. That'd be is the BMW and the Ferrari on the front row of the grid. Red lights on, red lights go out now, and it's not a bad start again from Colin Turkington. A really good start from Andre Severs as well at the wheel of the Ginetta G50. Now the Ferrari of William Ashmore gets stoked up into full power, but he is at least down into third position and coming under pressure by the look of things from the next of the cars behind him, which is going to be the car of Nathan Wells, who's Gallardo superseded by the Huracan. So need to try and keep an eye on what's going on. For second and third is Nathan Wells at the wheel of the BMW, was 2 3/4 seconds up the road from the incident, so hopefully all of the drivers will absolutely adhere to the waved yellow flags and double waved yellow flags and slow down at that area of the circuit, dampen a slippy circuit. Small mistake, you don't want to be going off. It is properly falling. Any bit that's on the slick is going to start to really struggle. William Ashmore, fastest lap of the race he's just done in the wheel of the Ferrari, 2 minutes 13.602 in deteriorating conditions. Again now, and they are changing tyres on the Ferrari by the look of things, so that was on slicks. He had set the fastest lap of the race, but now with the deteriorating conditions.
5 seconds!
Going to tumble its way down through the order. In fact, there it goes now. I'm sure I saw a slick tyre coming off that car, but they must have dealt with all of those tyre changes rather quickly. William Ashmore, 1 minute 34 seconds in the pits.
Mentioned it after. William Ashmore, he was indeed on slick tyres, so very well driven to still be in second place, including and the fastest lap as well at 2 minute 13.6, 3 tenths quicker than the Turkington and Smith BMW has gone all race, and he's still going well.
He is going brilliantly well, is William Ashmore, and we'll be looking to see what he might be able to do. William Ashmore was 4 seconds quicker than Mark.
welcome home. This is my sim rig / editing suite. Apologies for not getting to finish the footage trackside. You'll remember at the start of the video when I said that the awning was near enough flying away. Well, it actually did fly away and got completely destroyed. It also smashed my van a little bit. And the weather was just so bad, we just didn't get anywhere to, I didn't get anywhere to really do this. And it was quite a busy day and many other excuses, but yeah, here we are. So I thought I'd just quickly wrap up really from what was a brilliant weekend. You know, the Ferrari, which hasn't raced for 10 to 12 years, where we lived in the United States. Obviously we raced at Silverstone, had a DNF, that was just simply because we ran out of fuel and the fuel gauge wasn't reading accurately, so we couldn't calculate the fuel that was in the car. So it was really good to have 2 solid races in the car, have 2 good finishes, 2 podiums, that's a lie, 1 podium and 1, we crossed the line second in the second race, but we had a penalty which I'll talk about in a minute. So I guess in summary of race 1, yeah, it was relatively straightforward. Obviously we had the red flag at the start and John Cockerton's Porsche getting really badly damaged. It was really sad to see that. Made me feel a little bit sick at the thought of anything like that happening, because it was bad. I don't know what caused the crash. I kind of caught something going on in my rearview mirror, but I was more concentrating on the fact that I'd got the jump on Colin Turkington, because he shifted from 2nd to 5th and kind of went backwards, and I was just keeping an eye on the inside to make sure no one was going to try and squeeze it up there. So from there we got the restart. Me and Colin got about the same jump off the line. But yeah, he just had the inside corner, so I had to slip in behind. From there, you know, I was getting challenged by Andrew Southcott in the little MG, little flyer really. I mean, he was challenging me at the start of the race, and the commentators were saying that I had the legs on the straights and he had the corners, but it was almost the opposite. That thing flies in the straights, and I was only managed to create a gap under braking them through the infield area of Snetterton. So that was quite a good feeling really, to be able to pull away from that car through handing and not just using the power of the car. And then from there it was pretty much a straight shot to the finish line. Yeah, Colin Turkington created a really good gap, and I was just really keen to be able to sit behind and learn from a professional racing driver and learn, you know, his braking points when he was getting back on the throttle, even the lines. But when I was dicing it with the MG a little bit, or concentrating on what was going on behind, it just allowed Colin to get away, and I just didn't get a chance to try and keep up. But still, we came across the line in second, so that was a really good race. Race 2, so the lads were practicing, you've seen the footage as well, the lads were practicing pit stop changes and wheel changes. We knew the weather was going to be changeable, and I think everyone was waiting until the last minute to decide what tyres to put on. About half the field put slicks on, with us included, and the other half put wets on. I think if we put wets on we would have killed them, and you'll see that with other cars in the footage, like literally puddle hunting to try and keep the tyres cool, and I'm glad we didn't do that, because I actually managed to get the tyres to switch on, and once I got them to switch on, the slicks this is, you know, we started going really well. We took back all the places that we had lost, we got the fastest lap of the race, and then we could see the weather like really coming on the horizon, and so the lads opted to put the wets on. Actually, against my own judgment, I thought we'd be better staying on slicks because I had the temperature, but I mean, I'm looking at the screen now and you can see the rain coming down. I'm not sure if this is pre or post the pit stop, I think it's post, but as soon as the rain started coming, the slicks just went off straight away and we were skipping along the surface of the track. And when the wets were put on the car, my God, the car just came alive, and I felt really strong and confident, and we were catching the lead. I mean, at this point, Colin Turkington had handed over to Mark Smith. Yeah, I totally had to just cut away and look up his name then, so apologies for that. Yeah, but we were catching him, you know, very quickly, like multiple. I think like at some stage it was like 3 or 4 seconds a lap. So we were really flying, as I outbraked myself there. But yeah, we were really going well, and we just needed like a few more laps and we could have taken the lead, and that would have been a real dream race. But I really enjoyed race 2. I thought the pit stop was absolutely epic. The guys, you know, full credit to them. They made the right call in terms of strategy, and they changed those wheels and tyres in just over a minute to make the full pit stop from pit in to pit out, 1 minute 34 seconds. Although I hold my hands up, I did speed in the pits, and I fully deserved the penalty that we got, because actually, you know, my mind was just concentrating on getting back out there and not the safety that I should be conducting in the pits. And you'll see my thumb. There's basically a button on the steering wheel which is your pit limiter, but the button needs to be held down for the pit limiter to be active. It's not a latching switch, which I'm going to change it to eventually, just one of those jobs. And I didn't even go near it, to be honest. So yeah, we were clocked at doing 83 kilometres in the pit lane, which is just not acceptable. So yeah, totally deserved that penalty. Is what it is. It won't happen again, but it's all part of learning, and yeah, sort of the technicalities of the car. But other than that, yeah, cracking race. And of course, massive thanks to our sponsors and to the wider team. You know, without any of you guys, we just wouldn't be doing this at this level. It's really, really cool to be doing this. I really wanted to push the team into or towards the professional space, and I feel like we're really doing that, or at least showing our worth and ability to be able to do that. So let's hope something good comes of that down the line. So yeah, I think that's it really. Like, cracking weekend. Next for us, so I wasn't planning on doing the next few races with CSCC and the Slick Series, purely because we haven't got the tyres, but I think I will try and do, our next round was planned to do Donington in August, which is obviously a fair bit down the line, but I did want to do some bits in between with the car, mainly static events or some test days and track days, but I might try and do one of the events. We've got Brands Hatch, Thruxton and Anglesey, I believe, between now and the round at Donington in August. So maybe we'll try and do one of them. It'd be really cool to do the Anglesey 24-hour event, do a bit of night racing, but equally the risk goes up substantially, so I need to be quite careful. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Sorry it's not quite up to the standard of Dan the Media Man and Beyond the Pedal, but I've worked with what I've got. Hopefully it's told the story of the weekend, and we'll see you at the next one. Cheers guys.